So here's a short story about a guy who's now kicking his girlfriend to the curb after finding out she cheated on him. But not just cheating on him once, he finds out she's been cheating on him the entire 3-year relationship with multiple dudes and sometimes couples. And of course, she's losing her mind and trying to put the blame on him and make him out to be the bad guy. Women and accountability, but it backfires. And I've been going to go over here, guys, really hitting home about the point you must always pay attention to red flags. And this girl has them. And why you can't turn an HO into a housewife, and you'll see the point here. And gals that have all these red flags, end it. I don't care how seemingly good the relationship is, it's not. Titled, I, a 25-year-old male, recently broke up with my serial cheating ex, a 30-year-old female, and wanted to share my story and talk a bit. And shout out to Mr. Arkansas for sending this in. He says here, growing up, I was a very lonely person. I never had many friends, my family life was a bit chaotic as a kid, and my self-esteem was non-existent. I believe from a young age that some people are merely stepping stones for others, and that they had no value as a person. I generally believed I was predestined to be alone forever. Whoa! So you can see right there, that a pretty girl comes along and pays attention to him, and he's putty in her hand. This is why I encourage all guys out there at all ages of life to do whatever they can to better themselves in some capacity, getting their bodies in shape, trying to get a better job, better career, and try new things, new hobbies, get out there and try to socialize, make friends, have a happy life. And then you're not going to be victim to people like this that come in, apex predators, and take advantage of you. A few years ago, I met her. We had an immediate and intense bond and ended up sleeping together on the first date. Neither of us believed we could fall in love or be loved, so we settled for being friends with benefits. But after a few months, lust turned into love. We started dating for real, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't alone. Smack! You do not turn a friends with benefits into a girlfriend. Just like you can't turn an HOE into a house, that is a terrible idea. And he's going to see this. But for him, and you heard the first part of his story here, he was lonely his whole life, thought he was going to be alone, and met a girl that he was attracted to. And look what happened. Over the next few years, we were each other's rocks. I pushed her to leave her abusive job, go back to school, and start working on herself. Pay attention to that word abusive. Obviously, he got that from her. That word's going to come back. Well, and that word, the longer I do this, guys, the more I take with a grain of salt anytime you talk to a gal and she describes her ex or exes as abusive. Because really, it's like the boy that cried wolf. Where am I? She pushed me to lose weight, to start looking for a better job, and she always was there to support me. If I had to fight with my family, she'd be there to cheer me up. When I broke my foot, she was the first person to check on me. When I celebrated, she was always by my side. Hell, she was always with me. She spent at least 6 nights a week at my place. Okay, I mean, she's treating him well in person and seems like she cares and is there for him when he breaks his damn foot, and when there's family drama, she's there. But again, this would be fine for friends with benefits. Wait till you see what's going on behind the scenes. Things were not all sunshine and roses, though. Aha. She has a severe PORN addiction and spent a lot of time watching it, reading it, and using the AI chatbots. This could be, if he kept her at Friends with Benefits and she's got this PORN addiction, that means she's probably into all kind of freaky. And he can have all sorts of fun with her. If he only left her at that. If he was a guy that didn't have the low self-esteem that he did, this would be a perfect Friends with Benefits until he figured things out, or whatever. As long as he's wearing protection. Nope. We argued about that more than anything. She kept telling me that I had nothing to worry about, and I can't be jealous over AI. Dude, really? That's fucked up. It ain't just guys out there that are having AI girlfriends. I did a whole article about young guys and AI girlfriends. Maybe you saw that on my main channel the other day. Ain't just guys that do this. Girls do it too. About a year ago, she became very quiet and depressed. Depressed to the point that she tried to take her own life. Listen to this. She tried laying on an active train track behind my house. Thankfully, I found her and pulled her off the track before she could get hurt. Dude, this is messed up. Now, here's the thing. When she was lying on the train track, was it like literally when he pulled her off, the train was like coming fast? Or like did he get there and was like, nothing, put his ear to the track, Didn't hear anything. She's just laying there for dramatic effect. Either way, whether one was coming close or not, if somebody truly wants to end their life, they will. Otherwise, it's for attention. But this chick's fucked up. But our white knight here doesn't know this. Thankfully, I found her, blah, 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 but she needed to be hospitalized since she told me the second. I fell asleep, so she would do it. Okay, let me say it. But she needed to be hospitalized since she told me the second. I fell asleep, she would do it again. I had to sign the commitment papers and everything. It was traumatic all around, but she was given help even if it didn't work. Once she was at the hospital, we reconnected immediately and thought things were off, and our bond became even stronger. This chick has got serious problems, man. I mean, yeah, people can get depressed and want to end their life, but you put all the things together here, screaming red flags. And why this guy, why is he with her? Because again, this is like the first serious girlfriend he ever had. Thought it was all amazing. I bet she wasn't nearly as amazing as he was making out to be. But when that's the only girlfriend he ever had, you have no idea. We went on many vacations together and adventures. Just a month ago, we went to a resort out of state for our 4-year anniversary. Oh, 4 years together. While we were there, we talked about the future and marriage. I was planning on proposing this summer at our favorite spot together. I loved her so much. Smack! This is not someone you marry. And someone this unstable, you don't raise kids with. Well, one night a month ago, I got out of work and called her, asking if she wanted to go out to dinner. She told me she was busy and could not. She called me around 1 o'clock in the morning to tell me how much she loved me and needed me in her life. 1 o'clock in the morning? Turns out she was hanging out with a male friend I was always uncomfortable with. Smack! That's when you should have been a man and laid on the law and said, no hanging out with other guys. But this guy is wrapped around her finger. He's not going to tell her what's what. That night when she came home, I checked her phone while I was asleep. Bad move, I know, but I'm glad I did. I learned that she had been cheating on me the entirety of our relationship with, wait for it, multiple people. Married men, single men, even couples. There were literally hundreds of S-word messages and pictures shared between her and about 12 different guys. Whoa, back to her PORN addiction. Obviously, this guy was getting plenty of nookie, but see, amongst many other things here. One of them even sent her an email recently celebrating the fact that they've been doing this for 3 years. Every vacation we went on, she would be messaging from the bathroom. Every night at work late, she would be with them. Even the day she got out of the hospital following her trying to end her own life, she was messaging people before she reached out to me. This guy was the guy that she was around for the public face, for the build the future with and all that. Meanwhile, she had her fun. The nice guy the girl settles for a little while until she's ready to, and once she says, I do, and becomes a missus, but she never stopped. This is why, guys, remember, if your whole life no girl paid attention to you, and suddenly you're in your 20s, maybe 30s, you have an income and stuff like that, and suddenly some are, and nothing's changed about you, you still are an awkward person socially, or maybe you're overweight or you're underweight, and just, not exactly a high pick to the ladies, and suddenly they're paying attention, there's a reason for that. Hate to break it to you, just be careful. The worst part is she mentions me multiple times in the messages. She asked the married guy for advice on our relationship. She would ask random people what they thought I would want for Christmas immediately after effing them. This chick is psycho. Borderline bitch disorder, that's what she has. She'd brag about her sex life to those people and tell them how much better I was. Oh, well, that makes everything all right. I also learned some of the clothing she always wore around me was a gift from one of these men. The guy was apparently getting off to the idea of her wearing them around me. Ironically, the guy I was worried about was really nothing to worry about. He actually was just her friend. Still, she's wearing clothes a guy gave her. I felt violated and gross. Learning all this one day was too much for me. I lost the love of my life and my best friend in the world. I've been in therapy for a few weeks and I already got tested and I'm clean. But I do feel so empty. What's really getting to me is that we just talked about marriage and she was doing this all behind my back. I only found out because my paranoia got the better of me. I have to keep reminding myself that she only cares because I found out. Yeah, she's sorry because she got caught. And newsflash, brother, she will do this again. And if not to you, to somebody else. Guaranteed. She's a wacko. I'm not using that as an excuse for her actions, but she is a wacko. You should have been checking her phone way early on. But you don't turn her friends and benefits into a girlfriend. To make it even worse, she didn't even take the break all that well. She begged and sobbed, saying how much she needed help and how I'm the only good thing in her life. Lay on the waterworks. When I told her I didn't want to continue dating, she messaged my mom, my sisters, and their spouses telling them I was abusive. I rest my case. Do you think this guy ever was abusive? This type of guy? No way. He wouldn't hurt a fly. He wouldn't hurt a mosquito if a mosquito was biting his leg. Abusive. That's why I said when she left her job because it was abusive, it was like, uh-huh. And the sad thing is, so many guys out there are going to hear these stories and how good guys are labeled abusive. So when there's actually a situation where somebody actually is genuinely abusive, no one's going to believe them. But that's their fault. Everyone who knows me knows I wouldn't do anything like that, so luckily her revenge plan failed. Well, thank God. But I don't know where to go from here. The one time in my life I let my guard down, I was used and abused. I can't see myself ever trusting anybody again, let alone starting another relationship. Like I said, some people are predestined to die alone and sad. Well, dude, smack. I get you're hurting, and it's horrible and humiliating and all that and embarrassing. But if you just go around with that attitude, that's what's going to happen. You can take a lot of time to heal from this, and you're in therapy and stuff like that, fine. But you got to get your shit together. He's been R-pilled in the worst way in this situation. I mean, it's horrible. And she's a rotten person. I admire this guy because he's done with her. A lot of guys like this wouldn't. They'd find an excuse and make excuses for her. Oh, she's got mental issues, or she was suicidal, whatever. No. At least he's doing that, and I'm proud of him for doing that. One day at a time, brother. Join a gym if you're not already going to the gym. Make new friends. Get out there. Talk to people. Do anything you can to build up a social life. Be around family that cares. Anything. Embrace something. Get a dog. Get a cat. Anything. But don't go around this idea that you're going to be alone forever. I'm sure you can talk to people and make friends, for heaven's sake. And if you're naturally a introvert or you're shy, and that can be a little difficult, take action. I got to know a ton of people when I was 35. I joined martial arts. I wanted to expand my social circle. Every time I went to martial arts in the first month I was there, you always had a training partner you worked with for the class. I'd ask people 2 questions. How long have you been going here? And what made you join? And of course, people were like, talking my ear off. And by the end of the night, had a new friend or acquaintance. And I did that for a month. End of the month, I knew everybody in the fucking school. That's what you got to do. Take action. Put yourself out there. Go for it. But just be careful of the wrong people. If this guy goes on a path of improvement, however slow that may be, it'll make him less susceptible for predators like her. It ain't going to be easy, but just wallowing in your misery in a dark room the rest of your life, that ain't no plan. So, bro, I'm sorry it happened to you, but you can move on from this. And any guy listening to this can move on from this. But there are snakes out there, and they'll look for people just like this and take advantage of them. And frankly, I hope he blocks her on everything and takes it one day at a time. And I thank God that the family believed him. But she actually blamed him, said he was abusive. Good God in heaven. So there you go, guys. Pay attention. Don't let yourself get this way. End of story.